Hi, my fellow students. I'm Mr. Draft. Nice to see you. Today, I will give you a better understanding of my cousins, Mr. Promissory Note and Mr. Jack and me, by illustrating our similarities and differences. Please pay special attention to how the changes of parties lead to the different instruments. Have you noticed that we are cousins? Yes, we are.
Cousins, you must share something similar.
That's right. We are the payment instruments. We should be in written form. We are closely related to a certain amount of money, and we are used to instruct one party to pay to the other.
You must also have the same origin.
Yes,
How?
look at me, Mr. Draft, first. I am an instrument containing unconditional order signed by the drawer directing certain party to make the payment of certain amount to certain party or to the bearer of the instrument. Make it simple. By using me, the drawer orders a certain party to pay to another party. Then, how can my cousins be related with me? When the drawer orders himself, in another word, promises, to pay to another party, Mr. Promissory Note takes my duty. Promissory note is an unconditional promise that the drawer will make the payment of a certain amount to a certain party or to order on certain date. Last, if the drawer orders the bank to pay to another party, Mr. Check is the one to be used. Check is an unconditional order addressed to a bank, requiring him to pay a certain amount of money to a certain party or to the bearer of instrument. Think aloud. Do you know why the bank is willing to pay? Bingo, yes, because the drawer makes the deposit in the bank. Let's work out the exercise to highlight our similarities. Mr. Draft, Mr. Promissory Note, and Mr. Check are in written form related with yes, money and payment. And draft can be seen as the origin to the others. Bingo, we have done right. Then, look at us again. You see we're cousins, hence we should be different.
How different?
To begin with, different parties are involved in us. Think aloud again. Who are involved respectively? Talk to your elbow partner if any. Yes, there are drawer, drawee, and payee in me, Mr. Draft. When drawer and drawee turn out to be the same, namely, the maker, my cousin, Mr. Promissory Note, takes the turn. That is to say, there are maker and payee in Promissory Note. And if the drawee is the bank, my another cousin, Mr. Check, comes out. How about the definition then? What will your partner tell you? Mr. Draft, I'm an order to pay. My cousins, Mr. Promissory Note is a promise to pay. And Mr. Check is an order to the bank to pay. Last but not the least, acceptance or not. I'm the only one, Mr. Draft, who can be accepted because there are size and time draft, and the latter one needs acceptance for the sake of safety in business. My cousins, Mr. Promissory Note, a promise made by the drawer to pay by himself, and Mr. Check, an order to the bank to pay, a trustworthy party. Both need no acceptance. Again and again. Number 1. Order of promise. Mr. Draft. Order. Mr. Promissory Note. Promise. And Mr. Check. Yes, order. Number 2. Who can be accepted? Right, Mr. Draft. Number 3. Drawer, drawee, payee, maker, and bank. Whom should they go to? When drawer, drawee, and payee become maker and payee, Mr. Draft turns out to be Mr. Promissory Note. And when drawer, drawee, and payee become drawer, bank, and payee, Mr. Draft turns out to be Mr. Check. Can you see how the changes of parties involved transform them? Okay, I have shown you the similarities from the definition and pair and differences from the parties involved and the instrument behaviors among our cousins in the clip. Here comes a question for your further consideration after the class. What factors may influence the use of the instruments in the word trade? See you later!